Okay, we're back to do another sparring breakdown video. We have Luke Howard, one of my brown belts and judo black belt, going with Walter. Walter's been training for about a year, and is just coming back from an injury, so he's kind of like getting back in the swing of things. And yeah, we're just gonna break down these guys' sparring match, and I'll kind of point some stuff that comes up along the way that might be interesting for us to cover. We see like a lot of good action right away off the start with Luke, and we can see a couple things that like Luke's doing right away that's really good for control. Luke is just kind of playing, moving through positions here, and one of the things that's really helping Luke kind of like get ahead is his gripping. You can see right away that Luke is just fast to find his grips on the pants, whereas Walter is still looking for his grips, right? So even off this scramble right away, Luke is in a position where he's ready to go, and if you look, Walter still has not established grips. So this is what's kind of allowing Luke to kind of take control, dominant position from the start, and start putting Walter in some bad positions. So see Luke here working from turtle, making his way to attack the back. Walter doing really good here. You can see Walter did a really good job of not staying lined up with Luke on the back. He constantly is circling here, trying to get his hips off so Luke doesn't get his hooks in. And you see Luke has that nice wrist tie, which is going to help him transition back on the top. As we see what kind of transition here, this is what kind of allowed Luke to kind of abandon ship and then come back and like kind of like right what I said right away. If you look at Luke's already establishing a nice grip on the pants. Okay, Walter has a grip on the sleeve, which is good, so he's at least establishing some contact. But if you look, he hasn't established any contact with his feet yet. He's still trying to establish a guard. So at this point, Luke only really needs that one grip to start initiating any sort of passing he's looking to do, and we'll kind of see what happens here. Let's see what happens as this plays out. Yeah, and you can see right away it was easy for Luke to steer Walter right back into a bad position. So again, as they come up here, because Luke has this grip on the pants, it's making things much easier for him to start initiating a guard pass and come out on an angle. So when he's basically just doing a one-handed guard pass here, that's forcing Walter away, and now he can start moving back on top. So we see Luke start to look to enter the crab ride position here. And he's throwing the hooks in, trying to get more underneath Walter. As he starts turning and coming up, he hits a nice X pass. So that was kind of a nice little transition as well. You can kind of just see, you can see Luke here trying to transition left to right in the crab ride position. Something I'm gonna have Luke work on doing is he can, whichever side he's reaching through, like you see his hand here is on the pants. If he wants a leg drag, all he needs to do is connect the same hand to the lapel. Okay, so this is part of like Luke's homework that I'm having him work on that's going to kind of make him a bit more dynamic in the crab ride position. Right now he tends to just pass through it, but I want him to be able to spin out either left or to the left or to the right, and either of these directions are going to always be good opportunities for him to spin out into leg drags, and there's also some nice back takes from here. So it's kind of some of the stuff I'm working on with Luke at the moment. And you can see him kind of trying to spin out here, but loses some connection here. You see this top hook. This top hook is kind of in the wrong position if we wanted to finish the leg drag. He can drive Walter's knees together with this top hook if he wants. He can start to push his knee down, and that'll kind of start putting him in the right position where he can move into like a smash pass. But if we want the leg drag, we want that knee to pummel inside and underneath Walter's leg here, and then he's going to come up into a better passing position. You can see already that grip that was on the waist. He needs to cinch that grip around the collar, and that's going to really tighten up his position, and that would allow him to finish the leg drag. And instead you kind of see Walter pushing out here, but Luke, being the very experienced, good brown belt that he is, manages to hit a quick X pass, so he kind of moves him out of danger, and now he can start moving into his pin inside control. So again, like a lot of good stuff happening early on. Walter doing a good job framing, and Luke manages to pick up a guillotine and get the tap. So again, great action early on. You see Luke kind of give Walter a bit of space here so he can start trying to recover and he pushes those legs away. So this is forcing, he's basically funneling Walter's movement, right? He wants Walter moving in this direction. He doesn't want Walter moving in. So when that push comes, Walter, doing the right instinct, which is going with the push, is forcing him to his knees. But as he goes to his knees, his hands are on the mat. And you'll see in Luke's footwork here, it's really easy for him just to wrap the head, fall to his side, and start throwing his hooks into place and switching into the guillotine. So again, like, that's an experience set up by a good grappler. You know, Walter's doing a good job. He just got caught, as it goes sometimes. So these guys go at it a few more times. Got some good footage to work with. So again, on their approach, Luke establishing his grips right away. Walter a bit behind the grips. We're going to have to work on some of his gripping system just to kind of help him out. Again, like, what's kind of allowing Luke to work really well in this position and kind of keep Walter at bay is this collar grip. So like, if I was Walter, my main concern here would be getting rid of this collar grip, because that's what's managing to push him out, as well as the foot on the bicep here. These are the two things that are kind of like keeping him away, as Luke is pulling in on the sleeve on this side. Also, Walter's knee is down. We want to make a habit of pointing that knee up towards the ceiling, so he'll have wider base to the left. So just kind of let this kind of keep playing, see what happens from here. Walter gets pushed out. He's doing a good job controlling the legs here. Luke switches to the De La Hiva, and again, that collar grip, he switches down to the belt and starts entering again to go into the crab ride. You see him reaching in for the collar this time, and comes up to a nice leg drag position and hits a nice pass. You see Luke trying to look for the back, throws in that top hook and pulls himself into the mount. And again, just nice transitions here from these guys. Walter doing an active job trying to escape. Luke switches out to side control. Walter framing, pushing on the elbow. Walter trying to take the back, and gets the opportunity to move on top to the mount. Luke doing a good job blocking Walter's leg. Forces Walter into the half guard. Now Luke utilizing his underhook. Walter doing a good job staying heavy on the underhook, trying to stop Luke from coming up to the back. And Luke manages to get a sweep, starts moving the top position, and makes his way back to side control. Luke giving Walter a nice little lift there, starts moving in on the back, starts looking to attack an arm or a bow and arrow choke. We'll kind of see what comes up. Walter more worried about the choke, doing a good job blocking that arm. And Luke manages to pummel that arm inside for the arm bar. There's Luke picking up the arm. So that was a nice little scramble we can break down as well. So let's go back just a little bit. Yeah, right here. So you see Luke having a grip on the collar and a grip on the pants. This is kind of what's allowing him to change levels and pull Walter from side control to turtle. It's this transition that is going to help Luke set up his arm lock. And you see him start throwing that belt line hook in right away. So like, something we look for always is getting this belt line hook in. If we can get this belt line hook in, I call it a belt line hook because it goes along the belt line, it's always going to help us set up the arm bar. Now, we have two different ways we can move from here. Either he can keep that foot in front of the elbow, or he can lift Walter's elbow up and get underneath Walter's arm more. So we'll see what Luke chooses to do here. Again, Luke kind of controlling the bottom leg here. Yeah, you see him working that foot in deeper and deeper. So now it's just kind of in line with the elbow. We see Walter trying to pummel those hands out. And it's this moment that Luke manages to get his arm inside. So now Luke just has to fall towards the legs, pass his leg over, and there we go. Just textbook armbar finish here. Nice job from both these guys. Lots of good movement. Luke doing a great job moving around. He's got lots of energy today. Nice to see. Here we go. Again, Walter coming in for some passing. Again, Luke kind of establishing good control with his length. Luke enters berimbolo, switches to crab ride, starts pulling himself in. Again, trying to roll underneath, switching left to right. He looks for the collar, but Walter doing a good job blocking the collar this time. But Luke manages to come on top. Doing a good job controlling from double unders here. Again, it's hard. It's hard when you got someone with this much of an experience gap. Sometimes all you can do is survive. It's one of those days. Get some good movement from these guys on top. Walter manages to get his guard back. Takes some control. Again, like a big thing we're working on for Walter is gripping. Walter gets his collar grip, slides down and moves into his De La Riva. Starts pushing Luke away, starts looking to spin behind. Luke manages to pop his leg free. Luke starts moving into side control. Again, Walter's doing a great job keeping his arms in, keeping those frames strong, so it's hard for Luke to move up into good position. Luke just doing a good job keeping his weight on Walter here, trying to tire his arms. See Walter trying to establish half. And Luke manages to pass. And again, move into good position for his arm lock. This time Luke rolls, crosses his feet, and manages to pry the arm. So again, yeah, really nice armbar from Luke here. We see in his setup here, off the back step, he frees his foot, steps over from out, and switches right away. So Luke didn't even, Luke decided to move from the hips to like a high position for the armbar quite quickly. You can see it in his stance, you know. For all you guys that train mobility, this is really important why you want to train front splits. Okay, you train front splits, it's going to help you move into your arm bars much better. And it's his ability to kind of spring forward like this that's going to help him move his hips into the right position to trap Walter's tricep and start hitting his arm bar. Okay, so you see Luke reaching for the leg, start passing that shin over his head. And it's right here. As soon as if you want to spin someone over from that top position armbar, you just need to make sure that shin goes down across the back of the neckline, and then from there it's going to create a wedge. And as long as that wedge is driving in on the back of the head, it's going to make it easy for him to flip him over. Kind of let this keep playing. He flips him over, and now we're just kind of back in that standard armbar position. Luke has good positioning here, so he just applies pressure and finishes the submission. So I think we got one more with these guys. Again, good movement. Again, Walter kind of coming out, controlling the feet well this time. Steps into De La Riva. Again, Luke just doing a great job working that distance. This time he decides just to come to top. It's a quick pass on the outside. Walter doing a good job establishing his De La Riva. Really nice flip from Luke there. Let's go back just a little bit. That was really nice. You can see Walter doing a good job playing a deep De La Riva hook here. Luke also controlling that far ankle. And as Walter starts trying to drive his knee behind, Luke's just kind of ready to float over that leg. So Luke's basically pushing down with his hip. His hip is his balance point. And when that knee slides underneath Luke's hip, he just keeps pushing this foot down. And he's just going to ride his hip over, floating on Walter's knee. And this is what's going to allow him to spin. Yeah, see, we can kind of break it down here. You can see it go. And so, yeah, he just needs to keep that weight over Walter's hips. And that's what allowed him to kind of spin in really nicely there at the end and finish with a really nice guard pass. Walter having fun with it, having a good laugh. Luke doing a good job controlling that arm. Starts moving into a lower mount position, trapping those legs, and finishes with a knee bar here. Nice. This is kind of classic Luke. It's hard to see in the tape, but you can see Luke holding onto Walter's hips and dropping his hips down. Essentially, he's got his legs crossed underneath Walter, and Luke's going to drop his hips down towards the mat with that downward force as he's doing like a hamstring curl, pulling those legs up. That's what's allowing him to get that arm bar. So yeah, I hope you guys like the sparring breakdown of Luke and Walter. If you guys have any questions about anything you saw in the video, just let me know. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.